Meanwhile, it's only more trouble for J&K Chief Minister Omar Abdullah. The Supreme Court, hearing the National Conference worker Haji Yusuf's death case, has issued a notice to the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister. Now, in the notice issued to the Jammu and Kashmir government by the Supreme Court, this happened after it agreed to hear Bhim Singh's petition pertaining to the case of Haji Yusuf, asking them to reply in 2 weeks' time.
An FIR has to be lodged to inquire into the circumstances. Number 2, when FIR is lodged, there is investigation. And number 3, if post-mortem is held, then it is only doctor's report, specialist report, which is to be quoted through the court. This is the first case in the history of my life that a person, senior political activist of the ruling party, that's not material though, he was invited by the Chief Minister at his residence. After 2 hours, he leaves vomiting blood. This is on record. This is evidence which was recorded by Times news agency. Heard myself, one of the witnesses coming out. After that, there is no FIR in 1 month. Another third violation is that the relatives or the lawyers of person who died were not informed. Fourth, after his death, a case under 420 was lodged, but not under 302.
Sir, tell me, we have seen that the Supreme Court was making some observations while it was hearing the matter. It was saying that it is a state matter, so why should notice be issued? What do you think in your petition today convinced the court that perhaps a reply ought to be sought from the Government of India, from the Government of Jammu and Kashmir?
I think Supreme Court judges are very mature. They just wanted the liars. They wanted the people around in the court to understand what the matter is. Number 2, I think Supreme Court wanted to dig it out if there's any suspicion. So naturally, they asked me provocative questions, which I replied. And the most important is when the judge said, when Almas Kabir said that if I die of heart attack, I said if you die of heart attack in custody, I'll come in PIL before this court. And he understood it.
Sir, a little about the political implications of today's developments. Do you think the role of the government, the Chief Minister, now comes under the scanner in the light of the Supreme Court today issuing notice? What implications does it have for the Omar government?
I think if the young man, Chief Minister, is wise enough, he should immediately order CBI inquiry instead of knocking the doors of the law minister of the union, asking for some retired judges.
We go across to Meenakshi, who joins us live. Meenakshi, can you share with us the details of this notice and what is it that the Apex Court has asked?
Well, Anand, as you were just hearing...
Meenakshi, just hold your thoughts. We're joined on the phone at this point by National Conference worker Mehboob Beg. Mr. Beg, what would you make out of the developments and the notice that's been issued by the Apex Court?
No, fine. That's fine. There's no problem. If you remember, Omar Abdullah immediately asked for a sitting judge, which Honorable High Court said they are not able to spare one because they don't have the people for all these. Immediately he wrote to the Law Minister, Government of India, asking him to give him a retired Supreme Court judge. So now if somebody has gone to the Supreme Court and Honorable Supreme Court has given a verdict, we will abide by it. Nothing to hide, absolutely nothing to hide, and that's very clear from day one. And Omar Abdullah is on record to have said it. We will abide by it and we want to know the truth.
But Mr. Beg, isn't it, there is a divergence there, isn't it? Because Omar Abdullah wants a judicial probe under the state, and this is a petition for an independent probe. So there is a divergence there, and is the National Conference open to an independent probe?
No, question is, do those people who don't want a judicial probe, have they lost faith in judiciary? We haven't. I think this is how you go about it. There are set procedures in our functioning democracy. Abide by that.
But if the apex court, which has admitted this petition and rules in favor of the petitioner and says there should be an independent probe in the entire matter, will the National Conference be open to it?
It's very clear and straightforward about it. What the Supreme Court says, we will abide by that.